Hello, what's up? What's good? Welcome into the OnlyBets Sports Podcast, Friday edition alongside Stern Bets. I am the Prince of Picks. We hope to be joined by Drew DeLucchi soon. We got an action-packed show for you guys lined up today as we're heading into the weekend. Of course, we've got a lot of sports taking place over the next several days. The NBA playoffs, finals, game 2 tonight, Spurs and the Knicks. Really interested to see what Stern thinks about that. I'll definitely have some thoughts on that as well as we get into it a little bit later. NHL finals, or Stanley Cup, I'm sorry. Game 3 will be tomorrow night. Looks like game 2 is all tied up now. 1-1 in that series. So we'll see if anyone has any thoughts on that. Of course, we got action in the major leagues as well. WNBA, a few games tonight. And of course, international soccer. We got tons of international soccer going on. We've been absolutely crushing it this morning over on the VIP channel, off to a 5-1 start this morning in international footy. So again, strongly encourage all of you to follow me over on X at Prince of Picks 10. Posting all of my VIP plays absolutely for free today, all day today. So you guys are going to want to hang out over there, hang out and check out all the plays and cash out these tickets with us. But with that being said, I am once again joined by my co-host, Mr. Stern Betts. Mr. Mosh, good morning. Happy Friday, dude. How you doing, and how are we looking for this weekend, man?
I am enjoying this weather immensely. It is over 80 degrees. It is just sunny. It is nice. I feel like I'm back in Florida in the winter.
Yeah, we got cloudy skies over here in Chicago. It's a little humid. It's starting to feel like summer here too. That humidity's starting to kick up. So
Yes,
we're getting into the middle of June here.
I will say, so I've lived in a lot of places. For 2 years in high school, I went to a boarding school in St. Louis, and they've never felt the humidity as much as St. Louis. And Chicago's not too far off from St. Louis.
I have to say this on a tangent real quick, just on a people talk about dry heat in the South is different from than humidity. I lived in Arizona for 10 years. The dry heat is manageable, but the humidity, it takes it to another level because it suffocates you, right? It's like an additional layer that you just can't get away from that's just constantly surrounding you. I can't stand the humidity.
It's hilarious that you mention this because my wife and I argue about this all the time. I love humidity. Like you said, I like that nice warm blanket around me at all times. I don't like feeling cold. My wife, on the other hand, can't stand it, loves the desert type of heat. When we went to Las Vegas, she was like, "Oh, I can handle this." But we made the mistake of going in, I think it was August or something. I don't know. It was hot, and we felt like we were just in an oven.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it gets
Our
to a point.
eyelids were hot.
It gets to a point where you're talking about 110, 115 degrees. At that point, you're over it. I mean, it's just you're just baking in an oven at that point.
Yeah. All right. Sorry for the delay for the show. Sorry for the tangent starting off. We got treated to another amazing come from behind victory last night, and it wasn't in the NBA. It was in the NHL. I could not believe how the Hurricanes battled back against the Knights and eventually won that one. That was did you get a chance to watch any of it?
Unfortunately, I did not. No, I actually I spent the night with family and stuff, so I was doing stuff with the NBA being an off night. I finally had a chance to get some stuff done. So I didn't really. I was scoreboard watching a little bit, but I saw. Well, first of all, the overhit. So shout out to Brick. He had the over 6 in that. It took us overtime to get there, but it doesn't matter. A win is a win. So thanks to him a lot for that winning ticket. But yeah, I mean, Hurricanes stormed back, tied the series. I mean, you got to think it was a must-win game, right? Can't come down 0-2 at home in the finals. So shout out to them, and this is probably going to be a really good series now.
Yeah, and speaking of incredible series, NBA tonight. Oh, I cannot wait. Oh, you know what? Let's just do NBA today. Let's spotlight it. Let's give you the platform to really talk about this one because I do have a full unit play, which is unusual for me at this point in the season. But I'm really interested to hear your thoughts. I'm excited for my Knicks. Very excited, right? It looks like they found a weakness and they're able to exploit it. Right, like you said last night, using their physicality. But on the other hand, it's Wemby. This is Wemby's time to step up at home, right?
Yeah, I think you have a combination of two things happening right here, right? Of course, You have the ascension of Wemby, right? Is he the next prodigal son of the NBA, right? This is his time if he is. You can't go down 0-2 at home. And I know some, they talk about other superstars. Shaq got swept in his first finals. LeBron got swept in his first finals. Other superstars, they didn't make it when they went to their first finals. So it's not an end all be all if Wemby doesn't win this one. But with all the expectations set on him, you can't go down 0-2. You just can't do it. So you have him, of course, in his status in the league in question right now. I'd say just a little bit. Then, of course, the Knicks on fire, undefeated. They've won 12 in a row. This is one of the hottest teams we've ever seen in the playoffs. And they're just finding ways to win, even though they went down yesterday. Or I'm sorry, Wednesday in the game, and Wemby set out, and that was their time to come back. And shout out to them, man. This team is hard to beat. Like no matter how much they're down, they always seem to find a way to get back into the game. So I think that's gonna pay dividends for them going forward here in this series. The Spurs are never going to be able to feel comfortable, no matter how big the lead is, because this Knicks team has really shown some fight, some grit, some intensity. I think you got to give a lot of credit to Mike Brown, right? I mean, he's the leader of the guys out there, and he's setting the tone. And these players are definitely buying in. If I were to make a few points on this series, one, I think Karl Anthony Towns deserves a ton of credit. He is playing out of his mind, the best basketball he's ever played in his career, in my opinion. He is doing everything that people thought he was going to do when he came out in the draft several years ago. If this is the cat we're going to get going forward, this guy's going to go down as one of the greatest players of all time. There's virtually nothing he can't do right now in terms of his physicality. It's just, I think it's weighing on the Spurs right now. He's just a little bit too big for Wemby physically. He's putting his shoulder into Wemby's chest. He's drawing a lot of fouls on Wemby. He's forcing Wemby to play defense in a way that he doesn't like to play, right? Wemby likes to free roam. He likes to kind of hang around the cylinder and force people to turn around. But when Cat's out there, he's got to play Cat on the perimeter, which drags him out into the deep end. It's something that Wemby does not particularly feel comfortable doing. And that's the case with most big men, not just specific to Wemby. So I think Karl Anthony Towns is just absolutely balling out right now. And I would look at him, honestly, for some kind of NBA Finals MVP. I'm not sure what the odds are on that, but I would probably sprinkle that. I know most people probably think it goes to Jalen Brunson if the Knicks win, but I personally think Karl Anthony Towns is going to be the one that has the biggest impact on this series if the Knicks are to win the series. So really enjoying the way that he's playing right now. If you're looking at the Spurs side of things, I think a couple things need to happen. One, I think you need to see less Luke Cornett. I think he's just a minus out there when he's on the floor. He's not athletic enough to keep up with the other Knicks bigs. I think the Knicks are just too big and too athletic for him personally to really be effective in this series. Mitchell Robinson is just tearing him up down low. And so if I'm the Spurs, I may look to go small, maybe get Harrison Barnes in there, maybe get somebody else in there, maybe try Bismack Biyombo, see if you can get some minutes from him because you're getting absolutely nothing from Luke Cornett. And so I think that experiment needs to stop. It needs to end right now before it gets too late. Luke Cornett's just not made for this series. But other than that, I mean, if you're looking at player props tonight, I would look at Julian Champagnie over 2.5 threes. He's been knocking them down out there. He's been getting wide open looks with dribble penetration. So he's been a real shining light here for the Spurs and probably an unexpected scorer here. He's been bouncing around the league for quite a while, but seems to have found a home in San Antonio. And he's on fire from three. So I would look at his 3-point props here. But other than that, I mean, look, the Spurs, they're going to need more from De'Aaron Fox. I think they need a secondary scorer, and I think when you look at the series here, right, you look at the Knicks side of things, and you look at the Spurs side of things, right. The Knicks have Jalen Brunson as their top scorer, but you can count on Karl Anthony Towns for the most part, especially this playoffs, to be that secondary scorer. I don't know if you can say the same for the Spurs. Wemby's been their primary scorer, but I don't know if there's been a consistent secondary scorer on the Spurs. Some nights it's Castle, some nights it's Devin Vassell, some nights it's Dylan Harper. But I think going into this finals here, they're going to need to solidify who is that guy, who is the secondary scorer that you're going to be able to count on, so that Wemby doesn't have to do everything himself, right? And so De'Aaron Fox, I don't know if it's going to be him, I almost think maybe you got to play him less, play Dylan Harper more. Dylan Harper has been outstanding in this playoffs, including these finals. In game one, I thought he had a great game. Thought he played better than De'Aaron Fox. And if you're going to get a 60, 70% De'Aaron Fox who can't explode and can't get to the cup like he normally does, then there's really no point in having him out there. So I would look for maybe getting less minutes on De'Aaron Fox, which means from a player prop standpoint, maybe play his unders. Maybe he doesn't get as many minutes tonight. Maybe look at Dylan Harper overs, things like that. I think if you're the Spurs here, I think that's the way you're probably going to look to go because Dylan Harper has been much more effective than De'Aaron Fox has overall. So really interested to see how game two works out. Of course, Spurs, can't go down 0-2. The percentages, the numbers go vastly against them if that happens. I don't think it will happen personally. I just think the Spurs are too good to let that happen. But what I landed on here officially tonight, I absolutely love the Spurs in the first quarter, -1.5. You're going to get that at -112. We talked about it earlier, Mosh, but I mean, me and you, I think we're on the same page of this. We're kind of expecting the Spurs to just come out on fire in a much more of a desperation situation at home with the home crowd behind them. I think they get off to a very fast start. They've been excellent in first quarters already this NBA playoffs. They won their last first quarter by 8 points in game one. And I think with everything at stake here, you're likely to see a fully motivated Spurs team here, maybe taking advantage of a Knicks team that might be slightly complacent to start out the game here. So give me the Spurs first quarter -1.5 at -112. Bosch, I know that was a lot, but any thoughts on anything that I said? I told you I had a lot to say.
I absolutely loved it. That was an amazing segment. The only thing that I'm going to add is guess who didn't get swept in his first NBA final? In fact, never got swept in an NBA final in his entire career.
Mr. MJ.
All right, now that we dropped that one out, I am 100% with you. I got this at -1.5 yesterday, live on the show. I think the Spurs in the first quarter are going to dominate just like they did in game one. I also think they will let the game slip away to at least a manageable degree. Whether they win or lose, I'm not sure. I happen to think that the Spurs are probably going to win, and the odds and the people are mostly telling you that that's going to happen. But I do think the Knicks keep it close. Did we see anything in game one that told us it's not going to be a close series now? I don't think so. I'm going to take a 2-leg parlay. I'm going to put a quarter unit on this. This is really mostly just for fun, but I also really do believe in it. Spurs first quarter money line parlayed with the Knicks +9.5 on the spread. You can get that again, like +190 on DK. How do you think about that one? I feel like that's a fun little hedge.
Yeah, no, I like it. I guess the only caveat or the only concern I would have for that is if the Spurs are up big, I'd say maybe late in the third quarter. One of two things could happen. Either the Knicks could go on a run, exert a lot of energy, try to get back into the game, or they could be a little bit complacent. Say, you know what, this game's out of hand. Let's just get out of here with a 1-1 split. Let's get some rest. Let's look towards New York to win game three, game four. Let's hold our home court and see what happens from there. I tend to think that might be what happens. So I guess there's a caveat in that is that if the Spurs end up getting up big, I would say late third quarter, let's say 15 points, 20 points. I don't necessarily know if I'm going to see a Knicks team really fight hard to get back into it, as opposed to maybe just being a little bit more complacent at that point, and just kind of looking towards game three to kind of get back on track. So that's the only concern I would have in it. So I would say for your play to hit, the game needs to stay within 10. I would say like throughout the duration of the game, especially in the third quarter, it can't be more than a 10-point deficit, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I actually have the Knicks should be slightly favored even this game, even though that they are on the road in San Antonio. My model really likes the Knicks here. That's kind of what made me think that I'm just going to say, like, if it's going to be a close game, it's going to be a close game. I'm not laying a straight spread or money line price on the Knicks. I just don't trust them that much, and I'd rather just root for it. And if it happens, it happens, and I'm excited and happy.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see what happens tonight, man. There's so many things that could happen. There's so many different storylines. So I'm just really excited. I can't wait for this game.
Yeah. All right, let's get into baseball. Anything left on the NBA?
No. I think I think I said it all.
Phenomenal. All right. Yeah, let's get into baseball. We got some good weather today. Excited to get into it. I'm excited to actually watch how these totals change from the first 2 months of the season into now, I guess you would call the beginning of the middle of the season. I'm going to go with the Mets Padres first three under, however. I think the under 2.5 at -140 offers some nice value. It's a nice spot to attack two weak offenses. Padres rank last in early scoring runs in the first four innings. They are literally just last. Worse at home, while the Mets rank 22nd and significantly worse on the road. Christian Scott here is getting the start for New York. He has done impressively well with mixed metrics, however. Both of these pitchers actually have high walk rates, 11.9%, 10.6% for Michael King, who's pitching for the Padres. But you know what? He's getting it done. He has a 28.1. Christian Scott has a 28% strikeout rate combined with a 3.9% barrel rate and a 31.5% hard hit rate. This combination has allowed him to really do phenomenal this year. And a lot of his strikeout success, even though he has a low whiff rate, comes from his ability to get chase outside of the strike zone. And if you're looking at this for the underlying metric, it's O-swing percentage, which sits at a healthy 26.2% against a team in the Padres that rank in the bottom 10th in the same said category over the last week. Scott's 2.79 road ERA is probably the thing that I was willing to back him in, even though I am more worried about the Padres offensively somehow. But funny thing is, Mets are also in the bottom 10 and outside the strike zone swing rate. Michael King has a 28% chase rate, along with a 28% whiff rate, which at some point should translate into something better than a 23.5% strikeout rate. King's hard hit rate's low, 33.5%. First time around the order, batters are hitting just 147 with an OPS of 490. I really like both of these pitchers here. San Diego is such a friendly ballpark for pitching. And again, neither team scares me offensively here. I'm really excited to do another Friday night first three under sweat. Any thoughts on this matchup, man?
No real thoughts for me, but yeah, all the numbers sound pretty strong there.
It's honestly, it's one of my favorite bets to make just from a watching perspective, having a first three under, because even if they give up a run or two in the first, that's like painful. Oh, we forgot to do, speaking of run or two early, Braves, really, I had the under 4.5 team total. Chris Sale gave up 3 runs in like the third or fourth inning, and then nothing, absolutely nothing. Like the offenses died. Basically both sides. Braves scored like 2 the whole game. Top of the 9th, Braves bullpen gives up like 5 runs. I'm like, no, we were doing so well.
Such a bad beat.
2 outs to go. I mean, it happens to be the Dodgers did not score 4 runs, so it really wouldn't have mattered anyway. But that was a painful moment watching that live.
Yeah, that hurt. No doubt about it. That one sucked.
Anyway, that is the end of a nice little streak there 2 days in a row. So hopefully this hit comes and we get back in the win column. Anyway, Prince, got anything for baseball today?
Yeah, I got a little 2-team parlay here.
Oh, sorry. Real quick.
Yes.
Kudos to you, because we didn't do the recap at the beginning of the show because we were talking about the weather, literally the most suburban thing that we can do. Shea Langoliers hit a home run yesterday, plus 231, and we were both on it because I piggybacked off you and Drew. Brent Rooker was scratched after, I think, 1 pitch. They took him out, so that was voided on, I think, most sports books. And then we were just riding a nice little Shea Langoliers ticket that hit really early in the game. So well done, sir. Anyway, sorry. Go on.
Yeah,
what do you got for baseball?
No, thanks. Yeah, that was a good team win for all 3 of us. It's always good to back a strong batter.
Oh, like him, sorry. Interrupting you one more time, and you got the over in the Athletics Cubs game, which was a very nice call. Cubs came back in that game like 6 runs in the 9th inning. That was wild.
Yeah. I knew. Like I said, I was out here. I'm here in Chicago. I could, the weather conditions. It was pretty windy out here, so I had a good feeling about that. Glad that one ended up hitting the over. So, yeah, nice little play yesterday in baseball. We'll see if we can ride the momentum again today. And again, I got a 2-team parlay here. I'm looking at the Diamondbacks. Team total over 2.5. Again, they're taking on the Nationals. We've talked about the Nationals before. One of the worst pitching staffs in the majors. So anytime I get a chance to fade them, I will. I think the backs at home here should be in a good position to get 3+ runs. And then we're going to take them and we're going to parlay them with the Dodgers over 3.5 runs. Again, they're taking on the Angels, but of course the Dodgers, one of the better hitting teams in the majors. So give me the Dodgers over 3.5, Diamondbacks over 2.5. That comes in at -120.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I have the over in both of these games. You have really good weather. I think if you don't see runs early in that LA versus LA game, you're going to see it late. And I think the same could be said against Washington versus Arizona. Something interesting, because I was actually researching Arizona versus Washington. I was thinking about a play in this game. I really wanted to fade Merrill Kelly for Arizona, and I'm going to in my home run pick of the day. But something that I noticed was they have the best ERA. Their bullpen has the best ERA in baseball. Is that interesting? But their expected ERA is 15th, which tells me they've been getting extremely lucky, and I think negative regression is coming soon. Just saying. I think I like runs on both sides. Nationals are a really good hitting team. But I don't hate Arizona being able to hit Griffin either. I think that's a really solid look.
Yeah, that's a great stat too. That's an interesting stat. It means they're very much overperforming right now. So expect some regression for sure.
Yeah, and if you remember last year, their bullpen was atrocious. Their offense was amazing. You can count on them to score 6 runs pretty much every single game, game after game after game. They had a sick lineup, but their bullpen was just terrible. It was like the Angels for a month or two, or even kind of still, where their team's just hitting out of the like just
Weren't the
hitting, dominating.
weren't the Orioles on fire for a little bit last year? I feel like I remember everyone back in the Orioles for runs and stuff. Was that correct or
I think that might have been 2 years
maybe it was
ago.
2 years
So the
ago?
Orioles had a really exciting 2 years ago. They had a bunch of young stars. They brought in a lot of people, and everyone was really excited. And then year 2, last year, they just fell really short.
Ah,
Kind of
that's
like
right.
the
Yeah.
Tigers this year, where the Tigers unbelievable last year, and then after the All-Star break, just collapsed. And now they're the worst team in baseball somehow. Again, I
Yeah.
should say again, because I grew up with most of my childhood them being the worst team in
Yeah,
baseball.
right. Yeah, exactly. I actually don't remember when the Tigers have actually been very good consistently. But yeah, it's a long season, so you go through the ups and downs throughout a major league season. It's just how it is. But yeah, let's get to the home run sprinkle. So for me, I'll go first here, most. I'm looking at the Diamondbacks Nationals again, but I'm actually going to fade the Nationals here. I'm looking at Nolan Arenado of the Diamondbacks. They hit a home run. It's pretty juicy here, plus 502. He's hit some already this season, and again with him being at home, let's see if we can go yard today. Give me Nolan Arenado, plus 502. What do you think about that?
I don't hate it. I find it funny that both of us took a dome stadium when there is plenty of good weather out there
Yeah, that's kind
today.
of funny.
But I'm in the same boat, really. I do like your play. I think it's a really solid look there. Nolan Arenado, his hard hit rate's not that great, but the barrel rate's getting up there and it's starting to climb. I really think that he is starting to break out, and you can see that in his upward trajectory. James Wood is who I'm going to pick again, mostly because I found a boost on MGM that took this to over 410, but I'm going to play plus 365. Plus 360 over on MGM. And again, MGM does have a boost. You can get this up to 414. I find extra value in fading Merrill Kelly and the Diamondbacks bullpen. Like I said, they're pitching way better than expected. Number 1 ERA, 15th xERA, and they haven't actually given up that many home runs this year. But this is a really good hitting environment in Arizona. I think that Wood is swinging out of his mind. You're looking at a 25% barrel rate to a 58.5% hard hit rate. Those numbers are insane. Merrill Kelly, I kind of wanted to fade them either on the first 5, really on the first 5. He has a 16.5% barrel rate and a 44% hard hit rate with a 14% strikeout rate. The one thing that really does Wood in is his strikeout rate. It is not good at almost 30%. So if you're going to take away his biggest weakness and he's going to get contact, I think it's going to be hard contact, and I think this ball is going to be gone. I am so excited. And I cannot believe we both chose a game that doesn't have the advantage of the weather.
We love us some domes.
All right. Let's get to NHL. I'm going to assume that you may have a play for us, or at least a recap or a look. I know We don't have a game, but it is Friday, so I do have a lean and a model play if you don't have anything.
Yeah, so actually, I really don't have anything. I don't know how to read this series right now, so I'm just going to stay away from it. But I'm very interested to see what you have.
Yep, I'm finding value with the Golden Knights at home. I think that's a sharp play. Again, it's not really official, but I'm reading again solid value at home. I think they battled their hearts out last game. I think everyone is on Carolina, and again, maybe rightfully so, but that doesn't mean that the Golden Knights don't deserve to be here. I took it at minus 108. I'm seeing that the lines are moving to minus 110 right now. There seems to be a lot of public money on the Golden Knights, so maybe be careful or wait a day or two to see how the market responds. But I'm just going to grab the line right now. Minus 110 is what it is, and put a half a unit on that. And I'm going to enjoy the crap out of the game. Hopefully, I'll be able to hedge live, you know? Um, yeah. What are your thoughts coming up for the weekend in the NHL?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, yeah, I don't have anything official, but I mean, you probably have to lean towards the Golden Knights at home, right? Just because of their format. I mean, the one game they've lost was an overtime game, right? In which the game they were up in anyway. So I mean, the vibes are there with the Golden Knights. So yeah, I probably definitely lean towards them, and since you're on them, I'm on them.
All right. Anything in the WNBA tonight?
Yes, I do have a play for the W tonight. So we have three
Oh,
games.
so
Yeah, go ahead. What's up?
sorry.
No, go ahead. What's up? Mhm.
So unfortunate without that last three. Like if Indiana
Oh my
wasn't leading
God.
last night,
Oh, talk about a bad beat. Oh yeah.
oh,
Freaking
that
Kaylee
was
Clark.
brutal.
Yeah, that
Anyway,
was brutal. Yeah.
sorry.
No,
You've
no,
been
no. We were
so
so
profitable in
close.
these WNBA plays
Man,
lately.
I know. We were undefeated so far this week in W. That was our first loss, I believe, this week in the W. But yeah, it's okay. Kaylin Clark, she got 2 threes instead of three. But what are you gonna do? We'll see if we can bounce back today. So yeah, we do have three games tonight. We got the Connecticut Sun taking on the Chicago Sky. We have the Wings taking on the Sparks, and then the Phoenix Mercury taking on the Portland Fire. I'm gonna do something I thought I wouldn't do here, but I'm actually gonna take the Mercury here. I'll take Phoenix plus 3.5 on the road here in Portland. I'm expecting some regression from Portland. I'm expecting some positive regression from Phoenix here. At some point, this team is not, or the record does not reflect either of these teams. Really, Fire come in 6-5, Mercury 3-8. Those roles should probably be flipped, in my opinion. Those records. Mercury are coming off of a win in Seattle. So not only are they, coming off a win, but they're also don't have to travel. Seattle, Portland are very close to each other, so you don't have to worry about any long, travel over to the far west coast. For Phoenix, they're already in the area pretty much, and so I like the Mercury here to cover a 3.5 point spread. Maybe they win it outright. They're probably the better team than the Portland Fire. Again, I'm expecting some regression at some point for this Fire team that had a preseason projection of under 9.5 wins, and so they're already at 6 wins. The books don't get it that wrong usually, and so again, I'm expecting regression from them. So give me the Mercury plus 3.5 on the road, minus 118.
I'm seeing sharp money pouring money into the Mercury right now. I would jump on this line now. I think that the line's going to be gone by the end of the day. I might be wrong, just reading what I'm able to read, and I think that the line's going to be gone soon. I'm only seeing minus 115 last left on FanDuel. Otherwise, it's getting to minus 120, minus 125 in a lot of places. And they're just changing the line to plus 2.5 altogether. So I would definitely jump on the full possession over a full possession rather than within a full possession. Just right. It's a big difference,
It's a
especially in the
big, yeah,
W,
oh,
right?
100%. Yeah, it's a big difference in general, but especially in the W, where scoring is a little bit harder to come by. So if you can get a full possession in the W, yeah, absolutely, it makes a world of a difference. So
All right. Speaking of world of a difference, what are we doing with the World Cup today, brother?
World Cup and World Soccer. So we do have international friendlies here. I got some plays for you guys taking place this afternoon. We actually have a match taking place here shortly, 1 p.m. Eastern. So about an hour here as we're doing this show live. We have got a banger of a banger matchup. And when I say this super sarcastically. This might be one of the slummiest international slum matchups you'll ever see. This is where I like to dive in. So we got San Marino, ranked dead last in the world, 211th. They're going to be hosting Bangladesh, who are not much better, ranked 181st in the world of themselves. When I'm looking at the line here, Uh, Something jumps out to me here. San Marino is favorited. This might be the first time ever in the history of San Marino soccer that they have been favored in a match. And I'm trying to figure out why that could be. The only reason I could come up with is they do play in Europe, right? So they play tougher competition than maybe Bangladesh does, right? Obviously, the caliber of play in the Asian region is not the same as in the European region overall. Having said that, San Marino has won 2 games in the last 20 years. Those 2 wins came against the same team, Liechtenstein. Outside of Liechtenstein, this team has not won a single match in over 20 years. How am I supposed to play a team that hasn't won a match in 20 years? I don't care who they're playing. You're going to give me the opposing team at plus money on a draw no bet. Is I will take that every single time. Give me Bangladesh draw no bet plus 145. I get it. Bangladesh is pretty terrible. Let's not make a mistake here. These 2 teams are very, very bad. But again, San Marino, I mean, they're the definition of ineptitude. And again, I cannot believe they're favored in this game. I expected this to be more of a pick 'em. Shocked that we're getting such a price here on Bangladesh. I'll take Bangladesh on the road. Give me draw no bet plus 145. It stinks. It smells. You put on your scuba mask. Dive in, you plug your nose. It's not going to smell good, but we're going to dive in because this line just feels off to me, and I'm not really sure why we're getting San Marino again, a team that has not won a game in 20 years outside of Liechtenstein. So Bangladesh draw no bet plus 145. Thinks there's a lot of value on that. Another one here I'm looking at is tonight. We got another friendly here in Canada. We got Canada taking on Ireland. And this one, I like Canada here on the money line. But we're going to take that and we're going to parlay that with under 4.5 goals. You're going to get that at minus 120. I wanted to cut the juice down on the money line, and the way I did that is getting the under 4.5 goals. These are 2 teams that typically don't score a lot of goals. Ireland, specifically on the road, are not as good as they are at home. So I like to fade Ireland away from Dublin. And they're, again, just not a very offensive team. So I expect a very low scoring game in this one. 4.5 goals, that's quite a high number here. So really can't expect this to be a shootout. I don't expect to see 5 goals in this one. So give me Canada to win this one at home, straight up on the money line, plus under 4.5 goals. That comes in at minus 120. Then finally, we have a game tomorrow. We have a lot of games tomorrow, but one that I'm looking at in particular is one that probably a lot of people are interested here. USA going to be taking on Germany in their final World Cup tune-up here in the States. I think we see a high-scoring game in this one. I think you have 2 teams that are very offensive-minded, a little bit suspect in the back. And so what I landed on here was Germany, USA, over 3 goals. You're going to get that at minus 140. If we get 3, we push. I think we're likely to see maybe even more than 3. You have to favor Germany in this one, right? Another angle I looked at was Germany -1 at minus 110. I couldn't quite pull the trigger on it because Germany is a little bit suspect defensively in the U.S. I really like what I saw against them against Senegal. And if that's the way they're going to play, this U.S. team might actually end up being a threat here in this World Cup. So Pochettino loves to play an attacking brand of football. I think you're going to see that again in this one tomorrow against Germany. You're likely to see both teams score, but the way I landed on it, if you want to play both teams score, I wouldn't hate that also. But that's really juice. It's like sitting at minus 200 right now, which kind of tells you what the books think about this game. So what I landed on, again, just give me Germany, USA, over 3 goals. We're going to get that at minus 140. Any thoughts on any of those plays? I guarantee you don't have a thought on San Marino, Bangladesh. But what about Canada, Ireland, and USA, Germany? Any thoughts on those?
Actually, I do have a thought on San
Oh
Marino.
wow, let's go! I love it. Finally, I get to talk to some. Finally, I get to talk to someone about San Marino, Bangladesh. Please hit me with it. What do you got?
Would you consider double chance at minus 160?
I would. The only reason I didn't want to give that is because, again, for the show plays, minus 150 is my limit. So I didn't want to give out something above the limit on the show officially. But yeah, if you're asking me if I would play that, absolutely, no doubt about it.
Okay, and also Liechtenstein. Come on, man.
Oh,
I actually
yeah, terrible. Yeah,
there.
Liechtenstein. Yeah, a hard-hitting German pronunciation name, a former German. I don't know. They have some ties to Germany. They're nice hard-hitting name, and unfortunately, not a hard-hitting team. Oh, very, very bad.
I'm excited for these ones. You've been on fire, and tell me what your record is from this morning on your VIP channel.
Yeah, man. So we started this morning 5-1. I'm gonna read them off here, just to kind of give you guys an idea. When I talk about slums, I literally mean the slums of international football. So we hit Hong Kong, Mongolia under 4 goals. We also hit Kuwait, Thailand, both teams to score. We hit Kuwait on a double chance. We hit Finland in the Women's World Cup qualifying to score first in their match, and then we also hit Oman at team total under 0.5 goals. Those are the 5 that we're looking at. We actually have a live play right now. We're looking at India's under 0.5 goals. Looking at the 56th minute, they have yet to score, so we might actually go 6-1 here to start the day.
Well done, sir. And what's your, not fact of the day, but story of the day?
Yeah, I ran out of stories. I didn't get a chance to look up another one, so unfortunately, guys, no story of the day today, no fact of the day. But we'll look over the weekend here, and we'll see if we can hit you with something here starting next week for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday until we start actually covering the actual games, which is going to be coming up here soon, where we're going to start getting into the actual group stage games. And giving you our best bets. And by the way, guys, if I can go ahead and break the news, most we're looking at coming out with another World Cup preview podcast here shortly, probably sometime early next week, hopefully, maybe mid next week before the World Cup starts. So stay tuned to that. We're still trying to work out the scheduling details on that, but we're going to have another World Cup preview podcast where we're going to be breaking down all the teams and give you a best bet for each and every team in the World Cup. So I think that'll be a lot of fun and informative for everyone. So just something to look out for on the horizon here. We are just 6 days away from the start of the World Cup.
Yep, and on my premium channel, I'm going to put out my first World Cup play of the day. Excited to get into it, and I know that you're on the other side, so I'm very excited to see what actually happens. It's really just a value play, but I do have a World Cup trivia question of the day for you.
Give me 1 second, because actually I forgot I do have a play of the day. You asked me about a story of the day, and I don't, but I forgot I do have a play of the day though for the World Cup. So let me go ahead and get into the play of the day, and then I'm curious what your question is. But your FIFA World Cup play of the day. This one's actually going to come on DraftKings. It's a DK tournament special. So when you're scrolling across, the different bets for the World Cup, it's going to be under tournament specials. And what I landed on here was Canada and Mexico to both be eliminated in the same stage. You're going to get that at plus 180. Reason for that being is based on my projections, the way that I see these groups playing out, and then who they play in the bracket round and the knockout round. I think both of these teams can get past the round of 32. However, when you talk about the round of 16, the way that my projections have it, Mexico is likely to play England. I'm not so sure if they can get past England. Then we're looking at Canada. They're likely to play a combination of either Netherlands, Brazil, Morocco, Japan. I probably favor all 4 of those teams over Canada. So I actually think both of these teams, their ceiling, in my opinion, is probably the round of 16. I can't really make a case for either one of them getting past that round. So I like Canada and Mexico both to be eliminated in the same stage at plus 180.
Cool. Locked it in just now. All you have to do on DK, scroll down, go into the World Cup, scroll all the way over to specials. Under tournament specials, go all the way to the right to who will go farther in the same stage. Plus 180 is sitting right there. All right. Question of the day for you, or fact of the day, because it will become a fact once we talk about it. Who is the oldest scorer in the World Cup history?
Ooh, wow. Okay. Can you give me a hint?
All right. How about this?
Where did he play? What country is he from?
How old was he?
What country is he from?
I don't know.
It doesn't say. It doesn't say. Okay. If you
Actually, it does say Cameroon.
Oh, Cameroon. Oh, what was his name? They've had a lot of great strikers over the years.
And it was in the year that I was born, actually.
Oh, not Samuel Eto'o. Did he play for Cameroon? I don't think it was him.
All right, the answer.
Yeah, what's the answer?
Roger Mila at 42.
Oh, I would have never got that. Wow. No, I would have never got that.
1994.
Nope. Okay. Oh, that was right around. Okay, that was probably a little bit too young back then. I was still a little kid back then, so that's probably why I don't remember him. Wow, 42 years old. Wow, good for him. Well, let's see.
Yeah.
Ronaldo's going to try to get close to that this World Cup. He's 41, so if he's able to score a goal, then he might compete with that. But that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, we're hoping for a penalty, right? Or I guess we should say, based on your earlier plays, I think it was from 2 weeks ago, we're hoping not for penalties.
Exactly. I'm hoping. Yeah, we're hoping for nothing. We're hoping for him to just sit on the bench and cheer the boys on, sitting far deep on the bench and not getting close to any goals because we need the under on that.
All right, so this has been off the rails pretty much the whole day, which I've actually enjoyed. But any question of the day, also inviting our listeners to come request to speak. We'll bring you on. We can talk shop if you have a play or a thought or anything. You can just, this is your place to share it. Prince, what do you got for today?
You know what? I don't really have anything. Do you have anything, or maybe you could look something up real quick on
Sure.
Google? I know we like to use Google for
Here,
our.
here's a simple one. What are you most looking forward to this summer? Could be a specific
Oh,
World
the
Cup
world!
game.
Oh,
It
the
could
World
be
Cup.
yeah. Anything
That's
more
easy.
specific than the World Cup? Trying
Yeah,
to get
right.
ahead of it.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, okay. I gotta be more specific than that. Yeah, it's probably like particular games, right? So let's see here. I'm gonna pull up the schedule here. Yeah. So for one, like Brazil, Morocco, that one's actually starting like next Saturday. It's an early in the tournament here. I think that one's gonna be an absolutely phenomenal game to watch. You have two teams that play a similar attacking style. I think Brazil, Morocco. It's gonna be must see TV. Netherlands, Japan. I'm really excited to see that one again. Offensive minded teams in both of those games there. I think those are going to be really exciting. Of course, all the U.S. games, all the, I do have Iranian heritage, so all the Iran games, all the U.S. games, I'm going to be heavily tuned into those. Norway, I think, is another team you're going to want to watch here at this World Cup. Any of their games are going to be really entertaining. I'll tell you one team that a lot of people don't talk about that I think is going to be super entertaining is Austria. Austria play a brand of soccer, which I'll go on a quick tangent here, guys. But basically, there's a Red Bull umbrella in club soccer, right? You have Red Bull Salzburg that plays in Switzerland. You have Red Bull New York that plays in the MLS. Then you have Red Bull Leipzig that plays in the Bundesliga. So those three teams are under the Red Bull umbrella, which of course Red Bull, we all know Red Bull energy drink, right? It actually fits what you think of when you think of Red Bull. You think of high intensity, high impact, a lot of energy involved, and that's exactly how these three teams play in the Red Bull organization. So they play a very high press type of style. They play a very offensively minded type of football. And so Austria, their coach is from the Red Bull umbrella. And so Austria plays similar to those teams. And so when you're seeing Austria play, you're going to see a lot. What they do is they create a lot of chances and scoring a high volume of chances. Their problem is they don't have necessarily a clinical finisher. So they sometimes find it hard to score goals, but they are going to create of chances in their game. So I think Austria is going to be a team that you could definitely going to want to watch in this World Cup. And there's way more teams. We go through the list here. Maybe that's something we'll probably cover more so on the World Cup podcast, but the preview podcast that we do. But yeah, tons of games, tons of storylines here in this World Cup, and 48 teams, biggest World Cup we've ever had. So of course we're in for a lot of action.
We're
Michael,
rooting for own goals. That's all I'm
Yes,
rooting for.
yes. That's right. We need all right. We need more than 10. We need 11, at least 11 own goals. If we hit that 11th own goal, we'll celebrate here and pop some champagne. Michael, good morning, dude. Thanks for jumping on. What do you got for us? Any stats here that we need to know about? If you just want to unmute yourself whenever you're ready, I see that you requested to speak.
Hey, okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's going on, man?
All right, cool. So yeah, also another thing. So Red Bull also has a team in Brazil as well. So
Oh, that's right, Red Bull Bragantino. I forgot about that.
yeah,
Yes. In Serie A. Yep. Okay, thank you for that. Yeah, so we got
yeah.
four teams under the Red Bull umbrella. Yeah.
That's all I have.
Yeah. Okay. Appreciate it. Yeah. Awesome. Yep. Cool. Thank you. So yeah, all those teams play the same way. They're under the same aggressive style of play. So if you guys looking for club teams to watch, that's another thing that you might want to pay attention to. Especially those that are here in the MLS. You guys have seen Red Bull games. They're always high scoring because of that reason. So yeah, pay attention to Austria and pay attention to this entire World Cup.
So excited to get started. Thursday, 12 p.m. Eastern,
Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern, Mexico and South Africa. They're gonna kick us off.
You better.
And we'll have the opening ceremony before that. But yeah, I think actually, I just can't remember. Michael, when is the opening ceremony? Are you familiar with that? Do you know when the opening ceremony
before
is?
the match.
It's
on the
before.
same day. So it's gonna like when does the actual match kick off?
Yeah.
Let's
So
say
the
about
the actual match is Mexico South Africa is 3 p.m. Eastern on Thursday.
that. So it's probably an hour before, maybe an hour and a half before, like opening ceremony.
Okay, so they do before the first game. Okay, because I know
Yeah.
because I know some like the Olympic ceremony they do like soccer plays like a couple days and then they do the the ceremony. So I couldn't remember if that was the same case with the World Cup or not. But okay, cool. So they do it on the same day. They'll do it on Thursday before the game. Okay, awesome. All right, cool. Thanks, appreciate it.
And one more thing, would you play BTTS in over 2.5 for Germany and US? And that's in Chicago, right?
Yeah, it's in Chicago. Yeah, it's right over here, right in my backyard here. Yeah, for sure. I think there's a high probability of both teams scoring, and of course, if that hits, then I think you're likely to see 3 goals. So that's definitely another way you can play it if you want to play that for sure.
Love it. Love rooting for goals in those early games. All right. Let's get to our recap. I guess I'll shoot it off unless you have anything else to add for the day or the weekend, I should say.
No, nothing else. I mean, like I said, we do have a lot of international friendlies. So again, you guys are gonna want to follow me over on X at Prince of Pix 10. I'm gonna be trying to be very active here as we get close to the World Cup, and then of course through the World Cup as well. So I'll make sure you guys are following me over there, and I'll be giving out a lot of content, and we'll try to get more content here on the official OnlyBets page as well on X. So yeah, just stay tuned, guys. We're gonna be pumping out a lot of content here coming forward as we get through the biggest sporting events in the entire world, the World Cup, of course.
All right, I'm on the Mets Padres first 3 under 2.5 at -140. Spurs first quarter -1.5 in the NBA at -115. And then I'm also sprinkling a quarter unit at +190 on the Spurs first quarter money line, parlay with the Knicks +9.5. My home run sprinkle of the day, James Wood +360, which by the way, every time I see or hear James Wood, all I think is Family Guy. All right, close this off.
Well done. All right. For me, guys, we're looking at Bangladesh on our Drano bet, taking on San Marino. You're going to get that at +145. I'm also going to be on Canada. Canada taking on Ireland. Give me Canada on the money line, plus under 4.5 goals at -120. Over the weekend, we're looking at Germany, United States of America, over 3 goals at -140. In the Major League today, give me the Diamondbacks, team total over 2.5 with the Dodgers, team total over 3.5 at -120. I'm going to sprinkle Nolan Arenado from the Diamondbacks. They hit a home run at +502. In the W tonight, give me the Phoenix Mercury plus 3.5 at Portland, -118. In the NBA Finals Game 2, I will take the Spurs first quarter, -1.5 at -110. And then your FIFA World Cup play today, going to be on DraftKings under tournament specials. Canada and Mexico eliminated in the same stage at +180. That's going to do it for us today, guys. This has been the OnlyBets Sports Podcast Friday edition alongside Stern Bets. I am the Prince of Picks. We hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week and enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Let's cash out all these tickets. We'll be back again on Monday live on X at OnlyBets Podcast at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. You can catch us Monday through Friday. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Let's talk again on Monday. Until then, we will see you all soon. Thank you.